Hey everybody, we're back. Renee and Jess. And so we are your Mood Makeover Method coaches. And I am Renee Hughes, the founder of the Aroma Specialists, which is the home of Holistic Champions, an aromatherapy certification school and of practice building and aromatherapy, of course. And then our other specialty is the Mood Makeover Method, which is what we've been talking to you about over these last few weeks. And in our last video, we kind of did a nice little overview of the Mood Makeover Method. And now we're going to give you some more detail of each step or each piece of the Mood Makeover Method, why we do it, what it's all about. Before I dig into that, I'm going to let Jessica reintroduce herself.
Hello, everybody. So glad to be with you again today. My name is Jessica Kufo. I am one of the certified instructors for the Mood Makeover Method. And I'm also a student of Holistic Champions as well. So really excited to be able to be on with Renee today and kind of talk about this, break it down bit by bit.
Yes, Jessica has had full circle.
Yes.
She joined me a few years ago. If you haven't heard her story in the Mood Makeover Method, had amazing transformation. If you haven't heard her story, make sure you go back and look at the videos where she talks about getting rid of things like panic attacks and feeling disconnected with herself and the people that she loves. And it's just an amazing story. So make sure you check out our stories and come on back for the rest of these pieces. So in this video, we're really focusing on essential oils and breath work. So the core of the Mood Makeover Method really is Psycho-Aromatherapy. It is the effect that these oils have on the brain. When I was developing this, it was funny, I was just mentioning this either in the last video or when Jessica and I were talking privately, I can't remember now. But when I created this, it was because I knew a lot of these different things. I had been studying the mind and the brain and psychology and fear and all these different things for a while. And all the different pieces that you find in the Mood Makeover Method. But I just wanted a system where I could bring it all together in a way that made sense for me, in a way that made a difference in how I felt, because all the other things in the little compartments of things that I was learning wasn't making a dent in how I really felt. And so this did. And part of it is really leaning into the chemistry of essential oils. And so what we know about essential oils is that the components, the constituents in these beautiful oils really do directly impact what we've talked about before, the limbic system. So when we're talking about having an impact on the limbic system, we're talking about having an impact and an influence on our emotions, how we feel, how we perceive things even. It's really profound when you put it in combination with all the other steps that we use. I really have found it both relaxing and nourishing, but at the same time, really powerful at breaking down the walls. I think that's one of the things that I'm probably most astounded by. If you listen to some of the pieces of my story, there were so many things that I didn't realize about me that doing this method helped me to connect to, helped me to understand, this is why this bothers me so much. This is why, sometimes we go through life and we're constantly, it's somebody else. It's always somebody else's issue. Kind of think through your life and think through the tough times in your life. And how many times have you said, well, this happened because this person did this to me, or that person, or this, and this wasn't fair, and that wasn't fair. And what happens is, though that may be true, sometimes there are really terrible things that happen to us. When we're able to really hone in on what it is about us and how we've perceived our life and different things that have happened, who we are, and we're able to fall in love with the real person that we are inside, it changes everything. And it all begins with the oils themselves and with breath work. Jess, so tell us a little bit about just your daily routine and how you use these oils along with breath work to open up and to nourish.
Yeah, so in the last video that we watched, one of the things that you mentioned, Renee, was black spruce. And I love black spruce because when I tell you, when I need to open up and get to the root of things and figure out what is happening in my life, that is my go-to oil. Like, that's my ride or die. I absolutely love it. And so black spruce, and really any essential oil, as we talked about, release oils meaning oils that are good for your respiratory system, things that are good to help open up your breathing. Those are oils that you typically use. So I love black spruce for that. So I will typically use that if something's weighing on me that maybe I just can't get to. Like I know something is there, but I just can't figure out like what's going on. I'll use a carrier oil with some black spruce, rub it right into my hands, and use, like we talked about in the previous video, use that inhalation method, doing that breath work. And that really helps to open things up. It really will give me clarity. And I love some of the things that you just mentioned, Renee, about, sometimes we kind of feel like, it's other people or it's other people's fault. Well, they made me do this or they made me respond in this way. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's us. And being able to have that clarity and open up, it really is, it's not always easy to deal with or to have that realization, but it's so necessary, because once we have the tools and we get, oh, okay, I need to work on this or I need to do X, Y, and Z, then we have a basis to go forward and make the changes that we may want to make. So that's one of the things that I enjoy about using release oils. And it's just amazing for our minds and our emotions, and it helps us to change things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what you're saying. It's true. And I feel like it is the most crucial part of the method, but it's probably also the most difficult. What you just mentioned is that peeling back those layers to finding us. It is such a beautiful journey, but it's just not the easy portion. And so this is the part that we ask you to work. We ask you to work with us to do that and kind of help to guide us through those the steps to getting there, so that we can unpeel those things. And so the breath work, both the oils and the breath work, and combining them together really makes such a big difference. So if you're someone who does a lot of breath work for relaxation, for balance, and for nourishing your central nervous system, adding the essential oils, you're going to see a difference. You're going to see a difference, and you're going to see a deepening of what you've already been doing. I find the same with tapping. So if you're someone who's been tapping and you've been doing this and you probably have had amazing results, you're going to see an increase of that result when you're aroma tapping, when you're adding those essential oils. And so this is the power of, really and truly, these things are just gifts of nature. They really, really are. And we've felt it, and we've seen the difference. And I've seen it over and over and over in my clients and people that we've trained through the Mood Makeover Method. I just absolutely love it. Now, did you have something just before I go into the breath work?
Just one thing, talking about the breath work, especially when it comes to releasing. And, maybe we have gotten to a space where we are now confronting, or I don't want to say confronting, but we're faced with, hey, this is what this is. And maybe it's not comfortable. And but being able to do that breath work and doing the like getting that out, it's a way, it's a way to heal, to release the negative feelings that you have, to release the trauma, to release the frustration, just to get it out of our minds and our bodies. It's absolutely incredible.
You physically feel it, don't you? Like you feel
like
it.
Your body is just like, oh.
With the breath, it's like, thank you for letting me get rid of that, Lord. I've been carrying it for so long. I just need this out.
It's a weight off of your chest.
It's a weight off of your chest. It's physically like getting it out. I love that with the breath work. And don't we find a lot of the time that's when we have like physical releases, is when we're doing that breath work. The tears come, the yawning, the coughing, like everything starts moving when we're doing that. It's incredible. And since I've started the method, we've added another kind of breath work where we all love this. We call this our sleepy breath work, but we have, that second one. So the primary one we do, really, especially for releasing, you'll notice that for most parts of the method, I have the release portion and then the nourish portion. So it's the same thing with the breath work. We have the releasing breath work, which is what Jessica was just demonstrating, where we're inhaling through the nose and it's out through the mouth. And we really want to hear that breath. And it's very slow and very intentional of getting things out. Then we have another method of breath work, which is more nourishing, and it's in and out through the nose. It's also very, very slow. We don't do the holding for 5 seconds like we do with the release. And it's where the entire body just kind of goes limp.
Mm-hmm.
It's so relaxing.
You're just like, by the end, you're like,
telling you before. Sometimes we do this in class, and it's like we really should make this be the last thing that we do because everybody's done after it. So those are the two portions of breath work that we do. So again, on June 29th at the event where we will be doing a deeper dive on all this, we'll demo both versions of the breath work for you, but we wanted to just kind of give you a little info on essential oils and breath work, why we do them, and how they kind of fit into the whole scope of the Mood Makeover Method. So that's it for this video. And on the next one, we're going to give you another piece of the Mood Makeover Method and a little bit more of a deeper dive. See you there.